Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live from the outskirts of the internet. This is the Gaming Saloon for January 25th, 2020. With your host, Peacemaker2448 and Ramp Epsilon.
Hi.
We have some interesting delays to talk about.
And some very anger-inducing DLCs.
Apparently. Fucking hell. But before we get to all of that, Tommy, what have you been playing the last couple weeks?
Truthfully, not a whole lot. Like, outside of more Pokemon, and I actually did a little bit of derusting / accidentally getting a PB in Baggerhood speedrunning. Outside of that, nothing.
I've surprisingly played a good bit. So, we have a Metabots game on mobile. It finally came out. You remember me playing the GBA Metabots game?
I believe so, yeah.
So if you remember how that plays, that's how this plays. So you have your 1 to 3 Metabots that run towards a mid line while opponent Metabots run towards it. And like whoever reaches that mid line gets to do their attack from like whatever part you choose. But you don't get to target specific parts. You can only target specific bots. So you can imagine how kind of boring the game gets after a while.
Yeah.
Since I don't know what specific parts do what outside of the damage they do, or until I just use them. So, I've kind of gotten the habit of turning on auto battle hard at certain points. But otherwise, I like it. It's a Metabots game. I get to see Metabots. And there's some neat looking Metabots. But it's only out in Japan, so you probably have to grab an emulator for it. Also, yes, folks, it is a gacha game, so yay.
Yay.
I actually looked into, can I play a modded version of of the games I play that are gacha games and just like not deal with the gacha part of it and just get to do whatever the fuck I want? The answer, surprising enough, was maybe? Possibly? At least one?
I would think it would be doable. It would be a case of severing the connection to the server, yet still having access to the server stuff.
Like you get the updates and stuff, but you don't. The game doesn't talk back; it just gets the information.
Yeah. Which
that seems to be
like that would be complicated.
Yeah, it seems to be a solution that has been solved, kind of, sort of, but not really. So I think in the grand scheme of things, the answer is no. Unfortunately. Which makes me mad, because I'm just like... It's like, there are games that are gacha that I would like to play, where I just get to play with what I want, and get to do stuff. And not have to worry about rolling for certain units. But no, I can't have that. So I did that. I have New Game Plus, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, and I'm doing Golden Year route because I thought that would be the better route to do over Blue Lions. Because if I'm going to do the proper Black Eagles route, I want it to be last.
So you decided to do speedrun Fire Emblem?
Weirdly enough, kind of, yeah, because when you do New Game Plus, all of the renown you gotten, for which is mainly just the experience to level up your teacher level, you get all that back. So whatever you spent that on, like, it's given back to you. But like anything that could be carried over that would have been spent on for renown, like the statues that give you certain bonuses for stuff, those stay. So you more or less get all of that renown to do whatever you want with. So you can do a lot of things with it, like your different weapon types for your characters. You can just upgrade those off the bat. You can just spin renown and upgrade those. Or you can upgrade your teacher level to max off the bat. So you have all the activity points off the bat. Extremely when the game is just like, you're not supposed to have this many activity points. So I've ended up having lunch a lot because that's the only thing I can spend activity points on when I'm when I'm at the monastery. Because at this point, there's nothing to spend it on besides doing, like, or up to a certain point. There's the only other thing you can spend it on was going to the different teachers and like upping the experience on your skills or a certain skill depending on the character. So that I ended up having a lot of lunches. Still having a lot of lunches because they're like the experience you get from those is not super helpful at times, depending on what you're trying to build. There's that. You can also get all of the support levels for all the characters you've already done to the point you have them at. So if you got a character only to like a B rank support, you can only go to B. You can't like upgrade them and go and get them past there. But because of this, you can then automatically recruit every character from the other house that you did. Because normally you have to have like a certain level of a skill and a certain level or certain number in a stat. But if you have a high enough support rank, that overrides that. And you can just go recruit them automatically. Because you've spent enough time with them to know them, and they're like, oh, I'll just join you anyway. I don't care about what stats and stuff. So I kind of went and got the support ranks for all of the Black Eagles characters, and I went and automatically recruit them, because I'm like, I know what happens. I don't want to murder any of you. Get on the team. So now I have 2 houses worth of characters at the point in the game where you shouldn't have about 2 houses worth of characters. So, like, especially with the professor level, you can have adjuncts, which is more just hook and like put a unit with another unit to like support them, and they still get levels. I can almost get everybody on the field. Almost. Not quite. I'm about 3 slots short. That is how many characters I have to play with right now. Which is ridiculous. Immensely ridiculous. What else? You get items to put whatever crest you want on whatever character, so you can make some probably broken-ass builds. It is insane how much New Game Plus lets you just go, alright, you can do whatever you want now, we don't care. And what's even better is the New Game Plus is successive. So when I'm done with this, I can then go into Blue Lions and do this all over again. And pretty much go, get on my team, everyone. Off the bat. And have 3 houses worth of characters for Blue Lions. It is ridiculous, and I kind of like it. Also, since I have 11 points, when I'm on a week where I do battles, I could actually do like 11 like regular farming battles, which means I could very well out-level the game early on if I wanted to. So as you can see, this breaks the game really badly, but it's New Game Plus. That's the point.
Right.
So I get to enjoy the start of that. I'm gonna play some more at some point. But unfortunately, the other thing I got to play this week is finally, after GameStop didn't give me my code for about a day or so, I got up like the next day after it was supposed to be released with my code in my inbox or in my mail or email, mind you, not proper mail, email. I've played a bit of Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind.
And
okay, so how do I put this? Have you ever wanted to have a mulligan on the finale you wrote for your game?
Oh boy.
Or for your story? That's essentially Remind, more or less. It is a mulligan on the final world of the game, which is not the final world, which is a thing in Kingdom Hearts 3, and I hate it. This is more of a mulligan on Keyblade Graveyard. So, what this gives you, and as I've found out, because when I put in the code to get the Remind, it downloaded fast enough that I didn't even notice it, which means that if you have Kingdom Hearts 3 and you've downloaded the new patch, that is actually Remind 2. You just don't have access to it until you like more or less get the token that says you've purchased Remind.
Well done.
Yeah. But yeah, more or less, you get you get to redo Keyblade Graveyard to a certain point, and then you get like 2 new-ish fights, I believe. Bear in mind, I've looked into Remind a good bit, and I've seen most of it, especially like the second half of it, because the first half of it is this part. But you redo the boss fights, but this time you can play as other characters, who, so far from the one I've played, don't feel as good as playing Sora. So, you know. Yeah. But there's some expanded cutscenes to explain certain things that happened in the previous loop of this, because, by the way, folks, if you don't know, because I'm going to spoil shit now, so you might want to throw the spoiler image up, because I'm spoiling the fuck out of the end of Kingdom Hearts 3 and Remind, because...
I don't actually think I've got that set right now.
Shit. It's still in chat.
It is.
Because I got a bone to pick with this Remind DLC in the game, because oh boy, did it do a thing that I'm like, no, I don't care. No, I don't care. I super don't care now. You've doubled up on me not caring so hard that I've come to realize I don't like the franchise for the reasons I thought I liked the franchise before.
Yes, I know that duplicated it. But that should be fine.
I'm waiting to see it on stream.
It does pull it up. Cool. So we can go back in and edit if need be.
Nice. I was having problems with it before. I don't know why.
Well, it's IMG space and then the link. And it actually has to be an image file link. Otherwise it don't work too well.
That might have been the problem then. It was being weird for me.
That's probably it then.
Yep. Anywho, okay. So the end of Kingdom Hearts 3 involves time travel. Normally, before we even get the Remind, Sora does a time travel in order to essentially not have everyone get blown up before we even get to the boss fights. Because that's the plan, apparently. A stupid plan, mind you, but a plan nonetheless. Also, I love how I have the Goron City music playing for myself right now. This feels appropriate. Breath of the Wild Goron City music, mind you. The instrumentation feels extremely appropriate. So, okay, so Sora does the time travel thing, and does a thing that is going to get him killed, eventually. Because reasons. Don't worry about it. The game never explains it. So we go through normally. And then, you know how in the advertising for this game, Kairi is supposed to be like super important and like gets to do stuff?
And probably isn't.
She gets to be kidnapped and murdered.
Oh,
at
so
the climax
she
of this game.
So she was extremely important and did nothing.
Yeah, I bring this up because it's important for Remind. So then we go blow up Xehanort, and he more or less realizes that he done goofed and he gets to pass on peacefully. So, yay. But now, Sora goes, I don't like this. So he decides to do another time travel bullshit to go get Kairi back and save her from dying. And that's the entire point of Remind. Which is where all the slight divergences and shit come into play, because apparently now we're going to write in the rule that time travel can affect things that have been observed instead of not. Because, god damn it, this franchise. Also, as I checked and made sure, there's an error in one of the cutscenes that I've seen for Remind where there's a miscounting on shit that Sora did. A character says Sora did a thing 6 times instead of 7. And I'm like, motherfucker, he did it 7 times. I went back and counted. He did it 7 times. What do you mean he only did it 6 times? Bullshit. This is number 8. Anywho. Yeah, anywho. So more or less, Kingdom Hearts 3 ends. Everyone's happy. Except for Kairi and Sora, because Sora disappears because he did a thing that he wasn't supposed to do enough times that it decided to dump him into oblivion for it. Because reasons. So, more or less, after they were about to get together, nope. And this, more or less, is all set up for the future. Because in the Toy Story world, there's a video game that kind of plays kind of a side plot-ish aspect of to it. You want to guess what this video game is based off of?
What?
Do you remember what Final Fantasy 15 used to be called?
Yeah.
Do you remember how it looked very different before it became Final Fantasy 15?
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently. And guess who was the director on that one? Tetsuya Nomura, who's in charge of Kingdom Hearts. Yes, as it's called, Vernus Rex. It is in fact Versus 13. And this is made even more apparent because the secret cutscene at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3 hints at the main character of that, Yuzora. Yes, his name is Yuzora, and I believe he shares the same voice actor with Sora. Fucking of course he does. Will play a pivotal role. But now we get to the secret bosses of to get to the second half of Remind now, where you have the organization data fights, which are cool, outside of the fact that the Final Fantasy characters from Radiant Garden show up for 5 seconds to do absolutely nothing, except be there. But we have a secret boss. You want to guess who it is?
Who?
It is Yuzora, who, by the way, looks a bit like Noctis and kind of fights like Noctis. Because the parallels aren't hard enough. So you fight him, and depending on whether you win or lose, you get a slightly different cutscene, but no matter what, you see a scene that is very reminiscent of a scene from the Versus 13 trailers of Yuzora waking up in a car and having a conversation with whoever's driving the car. And it is shot-for-shot remade from Versus 13, meaning at some point we're getting a spin-off game with this jackass that is just not Versus 13. Also, you know how we had a Kingdom Hearts mobile game before called Unchained Key?
Uh-huh.
The main characters from that one are going to be the villains of the next Kingdom Hearts trilogy, I guess, or how many ever fucking games it's going to be. So, I hope you're really invested in those characters because they're the villains now. All of this sounds so appealing, doesn't it?
Not really, no.
And if you're asking where's Sora in all this, fuck if I know. He's in Oblivion, apparently, and Riku is trying to look for him by some way, and then some other characters looking for him. And oh yeah, Kairi, who's apparently supposed to be super important, she decides to go into a coma for about a year to go looking through her heart to find Sora. So she's been asleep for about a year in a time skip that happens in Remind just randomly. And we just get dialogue that says it's just been a year. And it's just like, what? So yeah. Yeah. As you can imagine from my tone in all of this, I don't like a single bit of this. I think it's all garbage. Because it pretty much means that Kingdom Hearts 3, instead of being a conclusion, which is what they kept saying it was, it is all fucking set up for bullshit for later. The only thing we get paid off is that we got to kill Xehanort. That's it. That's all our payoff. Otherwise, we fucking get to just go on, and now we gotta fight the fucking people from the mobile game. You know, the wonderful, beautiful mobile game that takes forever for you to get the story content. So how the fuck anyone's supposed to know the entire story of that fucking mobile game outside of the movie, which is just its own thing, really. Fuck. And oh yeah, do you not like 15? Would you like to play the beta version of 15 as versus 13 as a spin-off game? Here you go. Yeah, I don't care about any of this, and it has made me realize I only really like the concepts and the characters a little bit from Kingdom Hearts. Honestly, I would trash all this and start from scratch. Because some of this is just kind of not good. Really not good. If there's one positive thing from all this, it got me writing again. After I haven't been writing in a while. So yeah. I don't like the end of Kingdom Hearts 3. I'd rather it just been a clean slate ending of just like, this is the end, everyone's happy, we're just stopping here, here's one tease for the future, that's it, not 5 million more. I wish Remind fixed that, but no, it doubled down on that, because of fucking course it did. We can't just have one tease for the future, no, we have to have 5 million more. And oh my god, I don't care. So... And honestly, I think I've liked Kingdom Hearts more for the combat and the gameplay, because I've enjoyed watching a couple speedrunners go through the data fights, our new data fights that look really good, and the secret boss fight that looks really good gameplay wise. I just hate the context for it. I think that's just my general thoughts on Kingdom Hearts now. I hate the context for it, but I love the gameplay. So I'm done. That's me ranting about Kingdom Hearts 3 for enough. Which is bad, because I just now started playing through Kingdom Hearts 3 on stream, so we can be fucking done with it. And trust me, you've probably heard me groan several times, and it's going to be groaning several times more, especially when we get to that Toy Story part, and seeing that fucking cutscene. It's just like, ugh. But yeah. I'm not going to be happy playing Kingdom Hearts 3, but I want it to get it done on stream, because I've done every other Kingdom Hearts game. Might as well get it fucking done. And maybe I'll never have to touch this franchise again, because I just don't care. Anywho. Let's talk articles. So...
Okay, I guess let's talk articles.
So we got our final... Volume 1 DLC fighter for Smash.
Yep.
And it is, in fact, Byleth from Three Houses. And we've already hashed out the feelings on this, I think, when we were streaming this past week. Or last week. Was it last week?
I think it was.
Yeah, I'd rather not do that conversation again, because I'm just like, I am so tired of being like, what? Ugh, get over it. That's all I can say at this point. Get over it. You're getting 6 more characters over the course of the next year. Get over it. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a problem. Is it disappointing? Yes. Have people gone too far? Fuck yes. Moving on. We also got some other stuff with this. We got a new stage. of course, and some new music. We got some Mii costumes, and they're doing another Mii costume with a piece of music because we got Cuphead. Well, Cuphead, not Cuphead Mugman, unfortunately, for some people. And you get the first boss track, essentially. I don't remember the name of the song, but I believe it's just the first boss song. And they have Altair from Altair, because they didn't show Assassin's Creed's logo. Which I thought was weird. You get, I believe, X. Is it Mega Man X? Yeah, I think you get Mega Man X in .exe from Mega Man, or from the Battle Network series, and you get a Rabbids costume. So if you ever wanted to play as a rabbit, here you go.
Hold on.
Yeah, and it all comes out in 2 days. So, yay! How do you feel about looking at Byleth? Just gameplay wise, please.
I feel like I can understand why everyone's mad, but at the same time, I'm like,
Mm-hmm. Byleth still looks good. I like the weapon mix-up it has. It's very... I kind of want to say Link, because like the Link's the closest comparison, I think, gameplay-wise. Because he has that mix in his arsenal, but not quite. I honestly can't think of who else would be a close counterpart to Byleth. Anything of one? Discord? Did you break?
don't mind me, I'm kind of doing other stuff in the background.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm excited. I like it. I've not bought the Volume 2 pass yet, because money's tight at the moment, can't do it, so gonna have to wait on that one. I'm excited for who they reveal, especially since they're all set in stone off the bat. So maybe people will calm the fuck down about predictions. It won't happen, I know, but I think some people need to like not get too caught up in whose it's going to be, and just enjoy the character when it gets announced. Anything else?
Say that. No.
All right then. Well, on the same day when you might have missed this, because I even missed it until I looked on YouTube and saw this in my feed. The final piece of the Fire Emblem Three Houses expansion pass is coming out, which is more or less, here's a side story about a fourth house that's in the basement of the monastery. You're going to head down there and to investigate why they're living in the basement. And you're going to be bringing along the main three house leaders and a character from each of the three houses. I forgot which. They said on Twitter. Unfortunately, I don't have the Twitter on me on hand. See if I can find that real quick. I believe one of them is Hilda from Golden Deer. Yeah, Hilda from Golden Deer, Ash from Blue Lions, and Lionheart from Red Eagles.
Oh.
So probably not everyone's favorite choices there. Do what?
I just said, huh.
Okay. But yeah, you more or less have a specific team Then you get 4 new characters. I assume these 3 characters are chosen just to give you a good comp, more than likely. Why some got picked over others, who knows?
Reasons.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. This comes out in February, on the 12th.
Oh.
I don't know if I'll stream through this because I don't know, like, when you can access this. Because I'm pretty sure I can't access this with my Black Eagles file anymore. Because I assume this is, like, pre-time skip. For the most part. So, like, definitely can't access it with that. I might be able to do it with my Golden Deer file if I want to do it on stream. But again, I don't know when we'll have first access to this. So I can't guarantee that. But I will play it on my own time and hope it's a nice little thing. It'll probably only be like a one stream thing because I'm pretty sure we'll probably be done with the side story in one stream.
Maybe. Never know.
Yeah. Yeah, any thoughts?
No?
Alright, well, these next 3 more or less have the same theming, but they're 3 separate articles because I didn't find an article that just had all these listed, so more or less we've had 3 major games get delayed. Square Enix's Avengers title, the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and Cyberpunk 2077. More or less all delayed for the same reasons they're chipping away at it. Although there's a few details for each individual one that probably are worth mentioning. And Avengers is not one of them outside of the fact of it's been delayed from a, what was it? Like a March release all the way, or no, a May release all the way to, I think, September.
Whew.
Yeah, it got a big delay, but listening to Giant Bomb's podcast before this delay, and that they did in January, or did like earlier this month, they were just talking like major releases, and they were talking about Avengers and talking about how it might not have been ready yet. It might be a good thing it got delayed, since we still don't know a whole lot, and it was coming out in not that long a time.
Very true.
So maybe it's a good thing. I don't know. I still have concerns about this, but my concerns are just because it's a live service game, and that's kind of it. But the next one is more because of the weird situation if you've decided to pre-order this game through, I believe, Square Enix's website. So this got delayed from March 3rd to April 10th. And if you pre-order through the Square Enix website, apparently you have to double check and like re-up your pre-order essentially and just go, hey, I'm good. Or else they'll cancel your pre-order for you. This is regardless of the edition that you have pre-ordered.
Hold on.
Yeah, it's really weird. But the delay isn't that hard, so I guess it's just cleaning up some extra stuff. I can't wait for this to come out, and I have exactly no opinion on it. Because I have no nostalgia for 7, and it looks fine. And the last one is Cyberpunk. It is delayed from April to September, so another major delay. More or less the same reasons, but this one is a notable one because CD Projekt Red has been getting the unfortunate notoriety of putting a lot of crunch on their employees.
Which is not good at all. No,
and apparently this delay is not going to fix that. they might be crunching the entire time that this delay has put forward. So yeah, unfortunately, this is
First of many.
Yep. Yeah, and honestly, that's all we got. There's not a whole lot going on. We still don't have a direct, even though apparently news came out from a retailer of, hey, by the way, Street Fighter V Championship Edition is coming to Switch. Just out of the blue in a what's not supposed to be an announcement. So that's happening. But yeah, maybe we'll get a direct in the next couple weeks or so. I hope.
Possibly, maybe.
I kind of want a direct just to like put on the table. Hey, here's what's upcoming on the Switch, because I'll be excited for it, even though I probably won't be able to buy any of it. Like SMT Cross Fire Emblem today came out this past week, and apparently an article or some information got spread that is like wrong because it lacked a certain detail. Like, the article that got shot around was that the Switch version underperformed the Wii U version. Which sounds bad, right?
Yes and no.
Well, here's the detail that keeps getting left out of the article. The reason it underperformed is because it sold out. It sold out of all the copies that they had available when it came out. Because they didn't stock that many copies, because this is a weird spin-off title and a remaster of such from the Wii U. What did they expect? So yeah, no, people really wanted the Tokyo Mirage Sessions for it to have sold out. Sold through its initial stock. So yeah, I guess that once more proves, hey, the Switch somehow manages to breathe new life into all those Wii U titles. I wonder why.
Maybe because the Switch isn't named the Wii U?
Probably. That's probably part of it. But yeah, anything else article-wise you want to talk about before we move on to releases?
No.
All right, releases! And apparently one of them is wrong. I don't know if the article listed it wrong or if the tracker decided to list it wrong. I guess the tracker decided to list it wrong, or that I put it in the wrong place. 1 second. I'm gonna fix that. It's fixed. I don't know why. The tracker must have been wrong. That or I grabbed it wrong. I might have grabbed it wrong too. But anyway, we're going to kick things off on the 27th with Super Tennis on Switch and Motorcycle Mechanic Simulator for Switch. On the 28th, we have Actual Sunlight for Switch. Buildings Have Feelings 2 for PlayStation 4 and Switch. Okay, sure. The hell is this? I must know. What is this? It's a city simulator of some variety. I assume. From looking at it. Not super spectacular outside of the buildings can walk around and stuff. Is this a city simulator where instead of taking care of the people, you're more focused on keeping the buildings happy, essentially?
Probably.
Is that the twist here? Okay.
I mean, buildings have feelings too.
Yeah, that makes sense with the title. Anywho, we also got It Came From Space and 8 Brains for Switch, Journey to the Savage Planet for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, Kentucky Route Zero TV Edition for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Switch. I have that free because of the Epic Game Store.
Huh.
That is it's an XCOM style tactical shooter. I only know it has a weird duck person and a weird pig person. I don't know anything else about it. We also got Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Switch, and Byleth comes out for Smash Ultimate on Switch. On the 29th, we have Code Shifters for Switch, Coffee Talk for Switch, Horse Farm. I don't know why I said house, trying to say House Farm. Yeah. Horse Farm for Switch, Load Runner Legacy for PlayStation 4, and Music Racer for Xbox One and Switch. On the 30th, we have Arc of Alchemist for PlayStation 4 and Switch, Ascendant Hearts for Switch, Aviary Attorney Definitive Edition for Switch, Bookbound Brigade for PlayStation 4 and Switch, Code Shifter for Xbox One, Coffee Talk for PlayStation 4, Eclipse Edge of Light for Switch, Never Again for Switch, Prison Princess for Switch, Sisters Royale for PlayStation 4 and Switch, Skellboy for Switch, Speaking Simulator for Switch, and Yurios DX for Switch. On the 31st, we have Ark Survival and Evolved Genesis for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, Ash of Gods Redemption for Switch, Coffee Talk for Xbox One. That keeps popping up for some reason. That gets around. Hypercharge Unboxed for Switch. Damn it, I missed 2 dates. How did I miss 2 dates? I thought I went and checked all those. No, go back down. Hyperdot for Xbox One, Miles Quest for Switch, Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game 3 for PlayStation 4, Not Tonight, Take Back Control for Switch, Raccoon for Switch, Rival Megagun for PlayStation 4 and Switch, The Missing JJ Macfield in the Island of Memories for PlayStation 4 and Switch, Touchdown Pinball for Switch, and Willie Jetman Astronomy's Revenge for PlayStation 4 and Switch. And on February 3rd, we got Dawn of Fear for PlayStation 4 and Please the Gods for Switch. On the 4th, we have Life is Strange 2 for Xbox One and PlayStation 4 and Maximum Football 2019 for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. And Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game 3 for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, Switch, and Stadia. The Stadia still lives by some miracle because it has fallen off everybody's radar since it came out. So hard. But we also got Dark Crystal Age of Resistance Tactics for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Switch, The Sims 4 Tiny Living for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, and Zombies Army for Dead War for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. On the 5th, we have 7th Sector for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Switch, and Monster Vitor for Xbox One. On the 6th, we have Code Realize Guardian of Rebirth for Switch, Sen 789 for Switch, Kunia for Switch, Nerved for Switch, and Knights and Bikes for Switch. And finally, on the 7th, we have The Turning Test for Switch and The Tower of Light Deluxe Edition for Switch. A lot of Switch stuff coming out the next couple weeks or so, which takes us to Quick Draws. Okay, you know how I was talking about all the shit in the future of Kingdom Hearts that I just don't care about?
Sorry, yep.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, guess what? We got a new mobile game that more or less just goes, hey, do you want to know the backstory of your main villain of the last several dozen games of the franchise? Play this mobile game.
Yay.
And they're apparently holding a Guess the Name contest on Twitter. I don't know if that's them accepting the memes about Kingdom Hearts always having dumb subtitles or what.
Probably.
So yeah, this exists, and it's supposed to come out at some point in the future. And from a message from Nomura, this is not the only Kingdom Hearts thing currently in production. There's also apparently 2 Kingdom Hearts teams working on games at the moment. And we're apparently supposed to know information really soon.
TM.
But again, but again, I don't care. Whatever game it is, it has to prove that it is not an incoherent mess of a story for me to even remotely attempt to touch it at this point. I'm kind of done with Kingdom Hearts, which I'm sure is like far later than most people at this point. But you don't have a quick draw, correct?
Correct.
And we are under an hour. It is a slow day for video game news.
Yeah.
Although, do you remember a while back when I probably told you about how Metal Cluster got leaked because of underwear?
Yeah.
Guess what happened again?
What?
More underwear leaking Metal Cluster came out, or got official pictures and stuff.
Wow.
Yep. It is hilarious that form, which doesn't even come out till next month, continues to be leaked. Unfortunately, all of the images we've seen are only from like just above the driver up. So we only have a look at so much of the suit. It's very Hazard in design, weirdly enough.
Huh.
Let me see if I can grab like the recent images, because they give the better look. Yep, here they are. Thank you. This is good enough. That should go through, I hope.
Yes, it did.
Yay! Yay! Didn't fuck up. But yeah, it's very Hazard looking, weirdly enough. Not in any like bad way, but more like, hey, here's what I assume is like 01's like take on Hazard, maybe? We have no context for this form, mind you. Absolutely no context for this form.
And won't for a while.
No, because we still have at least... We're going to 5 on the competition in 01. Because I forgot where I saw it on Twitter, but the next one from the images we've seen is Law. We at least have a Humagear attorney? I don't know if the Raid Riser is going to be stuck on someone with that's the prosecutor, and we're going to go Phoenix Wright for the next couple weeks, which
I would kind of dig.
I would too. Like, hell yes. Yes, give me Kamen Rider Phoenix Wright. I'm all for that.
I feel like Discord did it right there for no reason.
No, I was...
Oh, okay.
No, I was reading Twitter at the moment.
Okay. Well, it felt like it just stopped you in the middle of a thought there, and that's why I was like, yep.
Yeah, apparently in the next couple episodes, Guy will try to have Yua try to create a progress key that will seal 01's powers, which I'm guessing was what will create Metal Cluster Hopper.
I could say that.
It's not what I was looking for, though. I might not find what I was looking for. I don't think I will. At least not quickly. But yeah, there's another competition, and then there's a 5th competition. So we are going to 5. And I believe Arto lost this week, because I watched the Raw. So more or less, Arto's going to sweep the next 3, presumably, unless there's some twist in here.
Unless he sweeps the next two, and the third one more or less turns into a draw, because maybe we progress story at that point.
What we've got...
I feel like everything so far has more been set-up rather than progression.
Yeah. Which I feel like people are being impatient with a little bit.
And I almost feel like by the time we get to the fifth one, that's going to be the point where it's going to be like, okay, now we see where they're going.
Because, I talked about this on the pre-show, but somebody I've skimmed through Twitter's on highlighted a comment from their video when someone had a theory about who Bo was. It is a AI that apparently has wormed its way into Fua, probably through the assault trigger. That's me adding a part to it because I don't think he said what. And that's where Bo is. Bo is more or less some opposite personality of Fua. And is using him to distribute the raid risers. That's me tacking onto the theory because the theory was just the Bo part with Fua, I believe. Let me double check.
I mean, that would make sense.
Oh yeah, the theory just said that like Bo's only visible to people with the drivers and the Xayah specs. Which has the problem of, wait, how did the Xayah specs people get the raid risers to start with? They can't just poof into existence. But like I'm taking the different route of, okay, Bo is somehow manipulating Fua. And like Hirobi has probably caught on at this point that she is, and is just more or less waiting for her to free Hirobi using Fua. Which is, assuming the Salt Trigger is the thing, I don't know why she's trying not to go after Aruto as well. Unless it's not just the progress, it's not just the Assault Trigger, it's also the progress key. I don't know. I'm spitballing ideas here because it sounds like there's a nugget of truth in there, and it's like on the right track, especially after this week's episode with whatever was happening to Fua.
Right.
But I'm not super certain that that's it, that there's more to it, or that there's a different path on it. At least I still continue to join 01 and continue to not check in on Ryu Soldier at all, even though apparently it's getting good episodes. If Sentai would start being good from episode 1 and stop being boring from episode 1 until like the last 10 episodes and then somehow crank out all the good material, maybe I'd care more. I saw someone post about Yudo stuff, since Yudo has done almost everything for Lupat in Ryu Soldier, since they're both getting a movie, or they're getting their team up movie. And I'm just like, if Lupat actually had the armors be swappable, that would be neat. And if I cared more about Ryu Soldier, I would care, but I don't. So all of this looks cool, but I have no investment. And I saw whoever was running Sotopop, I assume the Sotopop Twitter, talk about how he hasn't seen Overcourser yet. And I'm like, oh, I have seen it, and I don't like it. Because it's subbed. I don't know who subbed it or how reputable the subs are, but I've seen it, and oh boy, I don't care. Oh boy. Because stuff from the blog this week references the movie. One of the weird dumb parts, but yeah, it's there. But yeah, anything else to talk about?
No.
Well, a little shorter this week, but until we get a direct, I don't think we're getting anything like super long until like later in the year at this rate.
Probably not.
But yeah, tomorrow we're watching more, or we're talking about more Ghost. Ugh. Is it weird that I'm like, I know we're in the not really interesting part. I can't wait for us to get later, where all the dumb shit happens. I'm just like, oh god, this is all boring, and it doesn't matter in the long run. And I'm just like, I want to get to the good stuff. I want to get to the good dumb stuff. I want to get to our fucking more or less final boss until he decides to not be the final boss anymore. I want to get to double Makoto. The Makoto clone. I want to get to ranting about Dark Necrom P being absolutely nothing and like absolutely terror. Just wow, way to like devalue this so hard. Because you can't wait to see how much this show does not care about its female writer that is on screen for all of like 30 seconds.
Oh boy.
Yep. Like that. Fucking Mugen's introduction. Proper introduction. Oh boy. Oh, and also, you know who those two side characters that they're in the temple that I can't remember the names of offhand?
I guess. Yeah.
It just
Them
yeah.
two guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Would you like them to be promoted to like kind of sort of important characters ish?
I mean,
Yeah. Also, I'm reminded that, oh yeah, this Gamma showed up early. Wow, they turned into something completely different after a while, didn't they? We're gonna have two. We're gonna have two recurring Gamma. One of them was introduced just now. Anywho, that's tomorrow. And this next week, it's more Ace Attorney. We're gonna start the final case for Game 2. I don't know what we're going to do besides Ace Attorney going forward after it. I think we're just going to stick with Ace Attorney and just go through Game 3. Since I have nothing to break it up at the moment.
I don't guess there's a problem with that.
Yeah. It's just, I took the long break on 1. Between 1 and 2. This is the weird thing of just like, yeah, no break here because we... didn't time this into a lot of releases of stuff. But yeah, I guess we'll go through both games. More Kingdom Hearts 3. Joy for me, I know. Us maybe being done with co-op Nuzlocke next week? Maybe? Depends on how kind the Elite Four are to her. Yeah, it depends on how kind the Elite Four are to us. I know I've more or less stocked up on revives and stuff, just being like, I want to get this in one shot. Like, it will drain points probably, but I want to get this in one shot if I can. Where's that? Rampant Gaming next week, and then more Ghosts the week after.
Yay.
We're 2 weeks away from Movie Tyson Genesis. I can't wait.
Oh, I can.
I know. But anyway, if you like what you've seen, drop us a follow. Really appreciate it. Chipping away at that follower goal. At TG Saloon on Twitter will get you notifications on when we go live. An exclamation point Discord in chat. We'll get you the Discord link. Drop on by. Drop a question in the drop box that will help us make the shows longer in this drought of news. Because we'll answer your questions either here or on TGSR. At this point, it'll probably be on here no matter what. Just make a segment out of it. So drop by, drop us some questions. But that'll do it for me, for Tommy. All right, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.